Brendon, take it.
Anyone?
Huh?
Take it away.
Oh God, I'd be a Powerpuff Girl. No, actually, you know what? Honestly, Elmer Fudd.
Why?
Because he carries a gun. So, you know, you're always protected. And he doesn't let his speech impediment keep him down. He still hunts rabbits. It's a rabbit. Smart choice.
That was Chameleonaire with Riding at number 7. Riding.
Yeah,
Riding. That was Chameleonaire with Riding at number 7 on the countdown list. Riding. That was Chameleonaire with Riding at number 7. Okay, somewhere in between.
I've been ridden. What were you doing 1 year ago? Do you remember?
We were on tour.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing about the huge success of I Write Sins, Not Tragedies?
That song. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
If mine is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off, what's the most fun you guys can have without taking your clothes off?
What? Dungeons and Dragons. D&D. 12-sided die.
Nice.
What I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
If you discovered that you could bring the dead back to life, who out of Jesus, Sid Vicious and Ronald Reagan would you have a dry cappuccino with?
I'd probably pick Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I've only given you Jesus, Sid Vicious or Ronald Reagan.
But we don't like either of the three, so...
Okay, or any of the three.
Any of the three.
Tell us about...
What's your voice feel? Constantly singing like. The past few tours, it was a problem kind of, because we didn't have much experience playing live shows, and I had to build up stamina right away. So it used to be hard. I've gotten a lot better. I'm very proud of myself.
He's lying.
I'm lying. I still suck live.
Brent Wilson, the former bass player, he left the band.
No, we kicked him out.
You really kicked him out?
Yeah, we kicked him out.
Why was it?
He's just irresponsible. He just wasn't...
He couldn't handle this life.
He wasn't a good musician, and he wasn't willing to work hard enough to take it seriously.
Where is the strangest place you've put your finger?
Let's move on.
Like from the previous night?
Yeah, where'd you like, let's say you were in a mall and you guys got locked in, and then you were found in the morning when they opened the doors.
If they had a Victoria's Secret, I'd probably be browsing around it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious, all right? So.
Where am I going? Yep. Where am I going, bro? Straight down. Okay.
Girls.
What about
What
about
about
What's the craziest shit they say to you? Like, are they?
They say some crazy shit. I'm serious.
They say when you're out there. Okay, I've had a couple instances where I'm signing and like I'll get to like the end of the line and I'll see like a girl who's been like walking with me as I'm signing stuff, walking the barricade, and I'll get to the end and she'll like kind of lean in and go, "Come here." I'm like, all right, whatever. Like I lean in further and she like whispers the dirtiest, craziest shit to me. And I'm just like in shock.
I don't understand how you can just say that to somebody.
At the Reading Festival incident,
Got hit with a bottle.
what did it have in it?
It was a full 7-Up bottle, I believe.
With just the liquid of that brand in it?
Yeah.
So it wasn't wee?
No.
You do? What would you do?
If I was a serial killer? How I would kill somebody? I'm actually a very impulsive person, so I would... Have you ever seen that movie American Psycho? With Christian Bale? Yeah, that's me.
Cool.
I just chainsaw people.
I'm going to move it a little bit this way.
Yes, it's a crucifixion.
Journalists try to create new genres every time they write an article. Like, I've heard we're dance punk. Dance punk is emo, the best. Dance punk, emo, Dark indie, angel indie, techno cabaret, rock. It's just like they sit down and they're like, well,
Think of like 8 words.
let me just make up a new genre and see if people pay attention to what I said.
And you could also say the word rap.
You could also say we're
So
rap. We do
broad.
have some pretty quick phrases.
Trip hop.
Trip hop.
Trip hop, dude.
Cabaret. Cabaret.
Trip hop, cabaret, dance punk.
happens. I just checked your MySpace yesterday. You have now more than 1.2 million and a half million friends.
Friends? Yeah, we know them all on a first name basis too.
Public.
Brian, you went to Catholic school, right?
Yeah.
I went to that. Me and him went to Catholic school.
It sounds like you really had great experiences in high school.
No, not really.
We hated it.
I was really popular in middle school, and then something happened. And
Yeah, 8th grade I was popular.
I started playing guitar.
That was
and
the
just,
drummer. That was cool at the time.
Is like Sweet's Revenge, the success it's having with his family right now? Is that like...
I guess, but it's not something I think about every day. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm fucking cool now. Like,
Well, it's like you remember, Kurt Cobain, the guy used to beat the shit out of him when he was at his concert.
yeah, that happens.
That actually happens a lot.
Yeah. Like when you guys go home, and like you run into these guys who are complete assholes to you.
Yep.
And then they're
And
like,
then they're totally nice. Want to hang out. Want your number.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
And then you just, you're polite. But actually, the thing is, like, I don't put any energy into it because, like, I did, and it was pointless. And now it's like, you don't really need to take revenge because, like, you already, like, I'm already happy with, like, what I'm doing.
You don't like it?
What do you... Do you like it?
I'm indifferent.
What do you... We're irrelevant.
Rotten cheese.
He did viciously throw a pack of M&Ms across the room today.
Yeah.
It was Skittles, but
Skittles.
that's just because I didn't like the Skittles at the moment. The thing is, we're not trashy dudes and we don't party like Motley Crue. But we will indulge in some candy, and if it happens to get on the ground, then it just happens to get on the ground. I mean, it's not my fault. I'm a sloppy eater.
What's the most scandalous rumour that you've heard about yourself?
That me and John were each other?
Were you?
No.
Last.
And you, Brendon?
What? I'm not gonna answer that question. Let's move on to the chocolate.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you so you can, can go and taste it. Sorry for that one. Yeah. Well, it depends on the bands. I mean, some bands are really open, like we interviewed 18 Visions, and they started graphically showing us what they did and stuff. That was interesting. But are you guys a bit shy like that, or?
I just don't want to tell you about my sexual life. That's kind of personal, you know?
Marzipan.
What do you sleep in?
Bed sheets.
Okay, birthday suit then, basically.
Yeah, birthday suit.
Oh, you got a bit shy then. Fair play to you
Yeah,
then.
you know, I mean, hey, it's comfy. Yeah, it's awkward in the bus, though.
Oh my god!
No, listen, so I saw the new press shot of you guys, and I thought it was kind of like...
That's fucked
I thought it
up.
was kind of Railway Children meets American Gothic, right? Is that the look you're going for?
I've never seen it.
It's a little bit country and it's a little bit rock and roll. You know?
Yeah.
Dude, this is a pretty famous painting.
We didn't. That's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
And I don't think our record's that depressing.
No, I'm talking about the picture of you guys styling of your clothes and shit.
Do I look like this?
Kind of, actually.
I think you're really starting to offend some people. Okay?
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have more hair and shit, but
Yeah.
no, but I'm only
We have
kidding.
more hair and we have more shit.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi, my
going?
name's Kylie.
Hi, Kylie.
I want to ask you, what human trait do you think you learned quickly or more in depth than having any other profession? Like, what made you...
What human trait?
Yeah, what human trait you learned more in depth or quickly than having any other job?
Oh, honestly, what I learned was like how to keep your mouth shut, and that's strictly about when you're doing interviews and people love to goat. They love to push you into this area of just like, so if like, just hypothetically, they butter you up too, and they're just like, yo, by the way, you're great. So by the way, I mean, if you had to pick like an artist that you just fucking hate, you know what I mean? Who would that be?
You're forgetting to do the English accent, because
Right.
that's what
If you
comes along
had,
with that.
like, a perfect song that was the worst, what would it be and why? And like, why do you fucking hate these people? So that's like really how they would do it, and so I had to learn over time, just like, nope, not saying it, or just saying it about my friends. But that was something that I had to learn over time, because I got a big mouth. But I wasn't about to like, fall into that trap. So you learn like human characteristics very well, coming in contact with so many different people every day. you learn more about people in general. But yeah, that was something that I had to learn pretty quickly.
I need you guys to give me your best Southern accent.
You have to take part.
We love South by Southwest, and you should pick up our new record, Vices and Virtues. Comes out on Tuesday, March 22nd. It's really great. We're having a blast down here in Austin, and kick it over to my boy Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Lying. We're gonna do Lying right now. All right, sure. Let's do it. This song is it's about sex. It's her favorite. So here you go. It goes like this.
Earmuffs for you.
Friends, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna kill it tonight. This is gonna be awesome, and that's really what it was about. It's exactly. So, just one of those good times, the party times.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's not about killing somebody tonight, which some people have asked about. There was that one time you ran over that guy and...
Yeah, but they don't...
Looking back, how do you feel about the first 2 albums now? Are you happy with them still, or is there anything you'd change?
Well, we're definitely proud of our first 2 records, as well as this one. Yeah, they're just all different. It's hard to say, you're in a different state of mind for every record, so it's just constantly changing,
One last thing. Okay, if you could be in any other band in the world, what band would you be in? Playing any instrument, being frontman, guitarist, drummer, whatever you want, what band would you want to be in?
I'd be happy being Freddie Mercury's beer guy, just like putting the beers on the piano. That's cool. I'd be happy with that.
So, does your view on what makes you happy in 2011, how does that differ to how you felt right at the beginning of your career?
I guess a lot's changed, but ultimately, we still love playing music live, and I don't think that's ever changed. I think that just gets better, because we feel like just as time goes on, we get better live as a band. I think we kind of wish we were as good like now as we were good back then as we are now playing live. Like we would have had a few years to progress as a live band rather than just kind of be thrown into it. But yeah, I mean it's interesting. I haven't really thought about it a lot too much to look back, but yeah, it's kind of funny to think about where we were at.
Spencer, Brendon, how you doing?
Great. It's good to see you.
How has today been so far?
So far it's been great. I got to see a couple bands already, which is always nice, in the schedule, being able to see some bands. The weather's been surprisingly beautiful. It just got sunny for the past couple hours, which is a nice surprise. Leeds was completely muddy. That was fun too. So yeah, we're looking forward to the show.
Perspective, because exactly it's that reason, not because it ends here. It's not like that at all. Obviously, it's not like that, but it is a really interesting trajectory. Like that first album, that second album, and now here it Leeds again.
Yeah.
So what would have happened if you'd have flopped after that first album? If no one was interested, where would you be right now?
Probably still making music, but
we'd either be,
But we'd probably have to get a second job. Like we'd probably have to work at the smoothie hut.
Working at a grocery store and then still writing songs after work.
Yeah.
Or we'd be back in a van driving around playing to a couple hundred people.
We wouldn't be able to tour as much, I don't think.
Yeah.
So we love touring, so that's good.
Yeah.
Traumatic.
Gladly.
Well,
it's not really traumatic, but yes, I would gladly. Yeah, the first time we played Reading, actually, it was our first festival in the UK, and we walked out. We started about 30 seconds into our song. We got through like half of the first chorus,
and then
all of a sudden the bottle comes in, and it was like it was like a different plastic bottle. It was like those harder plastic bottles that have the soda. It was like the taller soda bottle. Just got chucked up, and I was like swatting them away from Ryan and John, who were playing guitar, and they couldn't do anything. I was like keeping the music going. So swatted it away. All of a sudden, I didn't catch one. It hit me right in the temple. And the next thing I knew, it just kind of went like a bright flash of white, and then it started getting darker, and I was like, this isn't good. And then I just kind of collapsed, I guess. I watched the video. I don't remember much until I came to, woke up slowly, and I saw Zach, our buddy over there, kind of standing above me, just like, is everything okay? And I was looking around for like the guys. I didn't really know how much time had passed. I just, well, where's the band? I said, well, they're off stage. I said, okay, I need to go find them. So I ran over and just asked the guys, like, are you guys okay to keep going? And they all said, yeah, as long as you're not, dead. I was like, yeah, I'm good. So it worked out totally fine, and still is one of the most memorable shows I think we've ever played. Oddly enough.
Right?
Yeah.
At first I was like, what in the world is it? Because it's everything kind of lapped and layered and everything like that. And then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I want to ask you this though, because we're going, this is gospel, right? On the before, and now we're hallelujah. What?
Yeah.
Are we getting religious?
It's definitely a throwback
Yeah.
to just basically. I mean, for me, music is my religion, so I like to compare it to that. And in Hallelujah, in this new one, there is a throw out to our fans, kind of as we're all part of the same congregation. I call them my sinners.
Sure.
And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's actually really cool to see it live too. I'm definitely not hardcore, like buy my stuff. You know, because before I had a steady job, like I was broke and I didn't, have any money to buy anything. So I would, illegally download stuff. I have no problem with people illegally downloading stuff. The way that I do it now, though, and have done it for the last decade or so, is like if I like an album after downloading like 3 songs, 4 songs for free, then I will buy the record.
There's an actual YouTube user, and is it Urie?
Yeah.
Okay, Brendon Urie Vines, but it's not actually you. It's somebody else who's created.
I did not make that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, I guess 12 of them because 2 of them are your wife's Vines in compilations. She's just as famous as you are too.
Oh yeah.
Whoever this is.
Vine famous, yeah.
It's kind of brilliant. So we enjoyed that in the interim.
Thanks whoever made that, by the way.
Hey, Brendon.
Hi. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
So good.
So you're gonna be at B-Riders tonight.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
Gonna get nice and sweaty.
nice. And,
That's what's going on.
Well, today, they're suffering through the weather, so we can go up there and kill it. And I'm really excited to play. And I'm not sick again this time, so that's good.
Right? No malaria. It was malaria, right?
It was
typhoid fever.
Not
You had
technically, but it was
dysentery
something.
And died on the plane.
Yeah, it was Oregon Trail. I
Yeah.
tried to make a raft out of my wagon, and it didn't work, and we all
Poured the river and I died. No.
First album. We had $10,000 to do the first album. We had like no money, and now albums are being made for like $1 million.
Yeah,
so it's crazy.
What would you do with $10,000 today? Buy the chair your ass is gonna sit in the studio?
Yeah, they're like 10 grand. That's my mouse for my computer, bro. That's my special gold-plated mouse. So there's a little give and take, but at that point we couldn't even get an extra $200 to pay someone to come in and play trumpet. We had to pay a sixth grader to come in and play trumpet, and we recorded each note separately. So if you listen to I Write Sins Not Tragedies, first single off first album, we recorded a girl who was 13, 14 years old playing cello one note at a time, and we just took them and we sampled them basically and played it on like an MPC, bum 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 bum. So we actually did that by hand. It was really crazy. So from having all that stuff happen, it was just kind of natural to never question it and not worry about. I don't know, man. I'm very lucky.
They gave you rocks and sticks, and you made a real fire.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And from that moment, they were like, "We trust you. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're doing here with 10 grand."
I don't know why. I don't know if they trust me or they're just we don't even know. Shower scene, she's like, she's doing her thing,
you're just as cute as Anna Kendrick.
Thank
you really are.
That's so sweet.
She's so adorable, and then it's like, oh, you're like handsome. What version?
Is my cleavage just as good?
Yes, it is, girl.
I'm trying to get it up in that range.
Hello, my name is Kamel. I am from Texas. I am in the vocal program here at MI.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to ask you, from one singer to another, what would you say motivates you to keep going when you're at your lowest?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, there are times, that there's a 5-point artist cycle, right? You have an idea, that's one. You're really excited about your idea. You keep working at it. You start to get frustrated. You want to fucking kill yourself. So it's it goes in those points, and then when the point where you're just I want to give up, I can't do this. That's the 5th point. Somehow you find the inspiration to come back to 1, and what that is I try to step away. I try to step away from it when I get really frustrated. Vocally, though, it's different. I've always had a passion for playing music and singing, as I'm sure you do, which is really important to have. If you don't have the passion behind it, it might suffer. Who knows? But if you have the passion behind it, you're probably gonna want to keep pursuing it, and then that kind of lull in between where you get frustrated shortens over time. You get better at dealing with it, and it happens less. And then over time, you don't even notice it when it happens. You forget that it happened, and then you just keep moving forward. But it takes time. I mean, really, it does. Because I remember times where I just was so frustrated. I can't even compare it to anything. It was just like my lowest point. But yeah, it just helps if you really have the passion, if you want to try something different. Thanks.
You're the reason I bought a hair straightener.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. No, that's amazing.
I mean, I tried the eyeliner here and there, but it just wasn't working for me like it was working for you. But
that's going out makeup. That's like, you know, you do eyeliner when you're going out.
I mean, yeah, I gave it a try, but I couldn't pull that one off.
Yeah.
An hour in, the whole plane you just hear this, and the whole plane just goes, all the power shuts off, one of the engine kicks off, and they're yelling in Japanese on the intercom. And I'm just sitting there like near shitting my pants, and I look over and I grab our friend who was our translator there, and I'm just like, Yoko, what the fuck are they saying? And she's like, oh, it's okay, plane was hit by lightning. And I'm just like, what? Like, I'm flipping out. I'm like, that's not real. She's like, it's okay, the power will come back on in like 5 minutes. I'm like, 5 minutes? We could plummet to our death in 5 minutes, you jerks. Like, what are you doing? So I was flipping out, and then like not even 15 seconds later, power kicks back on. January, album comes out, start of the calendar year. I was so excited, and I hadn't thought about the release up until about a month before it was actually released. So when it came out, I was just ready to play shows because I wanted the most honest reactions. And the best way to get that from me is when you play a live show, because it's so immediate, you know, and if people like it, they'll cheer. If they don't, they'll just be like, okay, awkward and quiet. So luckily everything has just gone amazingly. And yeah, I mean, starting off in January with this new album, I was so proud of it, and I'm still just immensely proud of where it's taken me and people I've met, places I've played. It's been amazing. Like, I'm not a numbers guy, and I don't deal with like the sales aspect of it. It freaks me out for some reason. So I usually have management just not tell me. But this time around, they emailed me. They're like, hey, I know you don't usually want us to email you this stuff, but you need to take a look at this. And it was amazing. I was floored at the numbers of just streaming and comments from people, messages on Twitter I was getting that were just so uplifting. It was really validating, you know, there's no way around saying that. It was so validating. I was so incredibly happy, and it was a testament to just not only how grateful I am for the fans, but just their hard work and support is amazing to me. It constantly blows my mind. Like, I'll play a show and I'll see fans I've known for almost 12 years now, which is amazing. It's really cool. And then seeing new fresh faces is like such a special treat. It blows my mind. The clothing alone was like, I had to sneak it. I would change in my van. This is real, actually. So I would wear like certain clothes out the door, and then I would have a change of clothes like into my girl jeans, you know what I mean? Like, I would have like a tight shirt from Savers, like some thrift shop stuff, you know what I mean? And then I just throw on my little slip-on Vans and oh my God, my like flared out girl jeans, and it was amazing, dude. But yeah, my parents, like, at the time they just thought, oh, this is just a fun thing. Like, music's always been big in my family. They love music. We celebrate, you know, using music with everything. So the music part wasn't crazy, but when I told them, yeah, this fun little hobby is going to become a career now, and we're going to try to pursue this and try to tour, they were just like, what? You're gonna starve. You're not doing college. What's wrong with you? You gotta find an apartment. Get out. Like, it was just crazy. Martin in there.
I'm down here with Brendon. I'm down here with Vinny the Shiv.
Went down here with Tommy 2 times.
Joey 2 times.
Joey 2 times. I gotta get the papers. Get the papers.
So I read a comment online, actually. I wrote it down. It said, Brendon Urie's vocal range is bigger than my future.
Wow. These kids, man. Dude, they say crap like that. Your range goes higher than my grades or whatever. It's like, that's crazy.
But it's true. I just heard it on one of your vines. You have, you have quite the range, okay?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like fake voice, you know what I mean? Like, over time you figure out like party tricks, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I can hit a low note, but that's like a fake voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the high stuff, I sing like my mom, because she's a soprano, so she's just like, ah! It's like going way too crazy. If I go on stage, it's like I'm gonna freak out.
But have you not heard you sing? I
No,
mean, like,
dude,
do we
trust me.
listen to the same guy when he performs?
No, we don't. We do not.
All right, so can I get it? Okay, I can't get a yes, Eddie. That's fine. I'm not gonna pressure. Can I get a
Maybe.
firm maybe?
Maybe.
I get a
Absolutely
firm
maybe.
He said maybe.
Absolutely maybe.
He said maybe.
I just like wanted to reiterate that, like, you know, I'm just very thankful for like your music, because it's like one of the fail-safe things that like calms me down. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I know I'm like wasting time here.
No,
but,
you're fine.
No, we're all fans.
Yeah, thank you.
And I just really appreciate you for like everything you've done and worked through. And I know, getting to my question, I know one of the things that you like vocalized on Periscope before is like your problems with anxiety. And oh my God, are you gonna cry?
No, I'm fine. You know. Shut up! You're crying. Shut up.
This is gonna sound like I'm joking. This is a totally true story. I cried when I met James Hetfield from Metallica. So
Yeah.
I cried.
Hey, it happens. We're
I was
humans.
a grown
We cry.
man too.
We leak from our eyes. We're all good.
And so, like, I just wanna sort of like ask, like, as somebody with anxiety, like, how do you personally cope with it, and how do you come out on the other side? Like I said in my letter, like, absolutely fucking victorious. Like, how do you come out on the other side of that, and go through the daily motions of dealing with it?
Thank you for that. I've had anxiety for a long time. I mean, the same guy who diagnosed me with ADHD was like, "You also have anxiety disorder nervosa," and I was like, "Oh, cool. It sounds made up. Fuck you." But there were times. There's still times where I get that panicking feeling, no pun intended. But yeah, I did that to myself. I walked right into it.
Right at the end of the night too.
But that still happens. What I've started doing, honestly, and this is going to sound like very Rick Rubin-esque, but I started meditating. And what I do is first thing when I wake up, either I work out and then meditate, or I meditate and then work out. So I spend 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes, in my studio, turn all the lights off, and I just put on like some white noise, and I sit there and I focus on what I'm thinking of first thing in the morning. And then I run through it. It can be anger, it can be sadness, it could be regret, it could be anything, negative, positive, whatever. And I sit there and I really fall into this hole where I'm focusing on it so much until I get to a point where I go, oh, it doesn't matter. And once I've hit that point, I'm good. Take a breath, start my day. But that really honestly helps me. And that's just how I personally like to start my day. And then anytime it happens when I'm in public, a couple deep breaths, count to 10. I'm usually okay. And then there's other times, sometimes it just can't be helped. And you just run with it. No shame. That's just who you are, you know what I mean? It's a part of you. Never feel ashamed for having that be an affliction, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. You're awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations, by the way, on the Grammy nod.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
huge.
wild.
Right?
Yeah,
Death of a
very
Bachelor. Congratulations.
Well deserved,
Thanks.
though. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was a weird morning. It was crazy. I had to call at like 5 a.m. for my manager. I was like, dude, I'm asleep. Like, don't call me. So I just fell back asleep. I woke up like probably 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then I just saw gaggle emails. It was like seriously 30 emails. Like, dude called me. So I finally called him, and he told me what was up. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then I finally just celebrated. It was like the weirdest, coolest day.
Yeah.
And, dude, Brendon Urie of Panic at the Disco.
How's it going?
These people have been lined up.
Yeah.
For the past 2 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
Just waiting to see you.
Dude, I am so happy to see all of them. This is awesome, dude. I cannot believe this. This is crazy. Holy hell. Thank you for that warm welcoming.
What's the secret? What's the secret to have fans this dedicated?
Oh, my goodness. I don't understand it, but I so much appreciate it. It's so wild, honestly.